Hello, everyone. This is Wholesome Tea. My name is Tayo. I'm the host. Thank you for joining today. If this is your first time, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your effort. If this is your second time, or you're returning, or you already know what this podcast is all about, and you're still coming here to hear me speak or to watch what I have to say, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I take nothing for granted. Also on YouTube, I see that a few people have subscribed to my channel. Thank you. I don't take it for granted. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I'm on Spotify. Just show me some love. Okay, so if this is your first time, I want to just give you an idea of what this podcast is all about. This podcast was born out of my experience and my journey in healthy living, and also with my experience from working in healthcare. I believe I've been in healthcare for almost like between 15 to 20 years now. I've done different things in healthcare, and one thing that I noticed is that a lot of people don't pay attention to their health. They put it to the last minute. It's like in the back burner. It's nothing that think about until something really bad or drastic happens. And this is coming from listening to people, especially, like the patients that I've had the opportunity to interact with. This is coming from them saying, hey, if I know what I knew, or if I knew what I know today, if I knew what I know today, I wouldn't be on this bed today. That kind of, let a light bulb go off in my head. Say, there's a lot of people out here or out there who don't really pay attention to their health. So that's where I'm coming from. This podcast is just to create an awareness and to also talk about, those ways that we can incorporate healthy lifestyle, or those little things that we can incorporate into our lives, to achieve a state of health. So basically, that's where this podcast is coming from. And today, I want to speak to everyone. I want to talk about achieving those goals, those little things that you can do to achieve your goals. So I meant to do this video earlier this year. Actually, I wanted to talk about New Year's resolution, but I think that it's not too late to actually talk about that. I feel like this is a good time to reevaluate. Are you making progress? Are you moving towards achieving those goals that you set for yourself? And I'm hoping that everyone set some kind of health goals for themselves this year. So whatever goals that you set for yourself, I don't have a problem with that. As a matter of fact, I feel like everyone should have goals. And as much as I don't like the New Year resolution thing, because it's really annoying, to tell you the truth. It's like every year, everybody's talking about New Year's resolution. And I feel like you don't have to wait until New Year's to set new goals. You can set goals anytime, any day. You can set goals in the middle of the year. If you don't set goals, or if you set goals at the beginning of the year, and you reevaluate, say in March or in June, and you're not meeting those goals, I don't think you should give up. I think you should just reevaluate, break those goals down to more achievable goals. Like small goals that you can achieve, that you think that, yes, if I set these small goals, and I think that everybody falls into that trap of big goals. Like, I want to lose 50 pounds this year. It's like, yes, that's a good goal. Yes, I want to lose 50 pounds. I'm just saying, for example, I want to lose 50 pounds. But at the end of the day, you may not be able to lose the 50 pounds. And if you don't, you get discouraged, because that's a big goal that's a goal that you set for yourself. And by June, if you're not achieving that goal of losing 50 pounds, you get discouraged. If you've not, at least by June, lost 25 pounds, which is half of the number of pounds that you want to lose, then you get discouraged. So my point is, at any point in time in life, you can set goals. You just have to learn how to reevaluate and to take small steps. Basically, that's what it is. So as much as I don't like New Year's resolution, I also feel like it's important because it's a way for everyone to take stock of the past year to say, hey, did I reach my goals last year? And if I did not, what are the things that I can do different this year? So as much as it's annoying to reevaluate and get back into the groove of things, So I'm pretty sure everybody has some goals, New Year's resolution. And I think that this March is a good time to know exactly how those goals are going. Like, are you working towards them? If you are you making progress? How much progress have you made? If you have not made progress as much as you want to, what are the barriers that's keeping you behind or that's preventing you from achieving those goals? So any point in life, you have to take stock. Like, you have to sit back and reevaluate and say, am I doing the right thing? Am I making progress? And if not, what can I do different? But you also have to recognize the barriers that you have that's preventing you from achieving those goals. Okay? So today, I just want to go into ways to stay on top of your New Year's resolution. And I'm hoping that one of those goals is health goals. And I want to speak specifically to that. So one big thing for me is the big picture. Like I always say, for myself, the big picture is I want to grow old without chronic diseases and illnesses. I don't want to be taking 10, 20 medicines or medications by the time I'm 50 or 60 or 70. I want to be able to grow old for however long that I live. I want to be able to grow old and be able to live in good health. Things happen, and I'm not downplaying that to say, things just happen out of the blues. For whatever reason, I don't know. But I'm just saying that doing my own part, the big picture for me is I want to grow old to the point where I'm not required to take 10, 15, 20 medications a day in order to just be able to function. So from this stage on, I want to pay attention to my health. I want to pay attention to what's going in my body. I want to pay attention to my mental health. Okay, so now, how do you motivate yourself to keep going? Okay, because one of the things that can happen is that you can have that big goal, but then to get to that goal may be difficult. It could be for any reason. It could be, you have some barriers, you have some, which could be, family issues. It could be money. It could be, for whatever reason, But what motivates me, and which I think can motivate anyone as well, is keeping your eyes on the big goal. Like saying, look, this is the big goal this is where I see myself. This is the state that I see myself. And for me to get to that state, I need to keep doing what I'm doing. And motivation, you have to motivate yourself. You can't wait for people to motivate you. Of course, there are things, there are speeches, there are other people that you can watch and follow, that can give you the boost. But I believe strongly that you have to find that thing in yourself that motivate you to want to achieve that goal that you set for yourself. And in this case, we're talking about health goals. Okay. And another thing that I see a lot of people do is that they go hard. They go all in, which there's nothing wrong with that. But not everybody can do that. Trust me, not everybody can do that. I've been there before where hey, I want to be able to run 3 miles every day. And then the first day I do it, I go all hard, like I get to that 3 miles, and then I don't want to do it again. It's like, no, heck to the no. I'm not doing these again. You know, my body hurts, like I'm out of breath. Like, it's like, no, I just don't want to do this anymore. That's a big mistake, because I feel like you have to do a little bit every day, or a little bit at a time. It goes back to breaking your goals down to achievable goals. So say you want to be, let's say, for example, you want to be able to run 3 miles. You start by walking. For example, you start by walking 1 mile, increase to 2 miles, increase to 3 miles. We're talking about walking now. Everybody should be able to walk. If you can't walk 1 mile, break it down into 0.25 miles, and then go all the way to 1 mile. I feel like that's achievable. So if you walk and you start from walking, and then you walk 3 miles, and then from there you go into power walking, and you say, hey, look, I want to power walk for 0.5 miles or 1 mile, and then walk the rest. And then next time, or next week, or the following week, I want to do, say what, 0.5 miles power walk, or 1 mile power walk, 2 miles power walk. And gradually we go into jogging. You know, you're jogging 1 mile and then walk the rest. You understand what I'm saying? Jog 2 miles and then walk the rest. And then from there, you go into jogging the whole 3 miles. And then from there, you build your endurance to the point where, like, you're able to run the whole 3 miles. Okay? So that's what I mean by do a little bit every day. A lot of people want to change their diet and they just go all in. Like, okay, you've been eating junk food, or you've been eating, a lot of carbs, or things that are bad for you, or a lot of calories. And then all of a sudden, from eating 5,000 calories a day, I think some people are able to do it, but I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think that's the way to do it. You get discouraged. I've been there before too, where I woke up one day and I'm just like, I'm eating salad. Salads are good. Okay, I enjoy them now, but when I made that decision at the time, oh my God, the first day, I was like, no, heck no, I'm not doing this. But let's say, for example, it's diet that you set a goal for, and you say, okay, now I want to gradually change my diet to healthier choices. Say you eat 1 bowl of salad every other day. You incorporate that into your diet. And then the following week, it's like, okay, every day I want to eat salad, but you're still eating other things. And then from there, you're like, okay, now we're eating salad every day. Now I want to pay attention to other meals that I'm eating that day. Is there any way I can incorporate other healthier choices into my meal? Or say you drink 2 cans, 3 cans, 5 cans, 10 cans of soda every day. And now you're like, oh, I want to change my diet. And then you start by taking 1 can out a day. I feel like that's more achievable than just going cold turkey. Like, oh, well, I drink 5 cans of soda every day. Now I'm going to 0. Well, you're going to get discouraged. So that's what I mean by do a little bit every day. And also to track your progress. I think I already talked about that. You need to track your progress. And there's no specific time, okay? Different people will say different things every 3 months, every 6 months, every 2 weeks, but I feel like whatever duration or whatever time that you choose to reassess, make sure it's consistent. If you want to do it every 2 weeks, every month, every 2 months, every 3 months, just make sure that you hold yourself accountable and be true to yourself. That's very, very important. You need to be true to yourself, okay? And another thing is you have to reward yourself. There are different ways, tons of ways that you can reward yourself, okay? Well, this is not exactly a great way to, reward yourself, but I'm just going to use myself as an example. When I started out trying to incorporate healthier choices into my diet, what I would do is say Monday, I eat all good. Tuesday, I eat all good. Like 80%, 60 to 80% of my meal is like healthier choices. And on Wednesday, I don't care. I just eat whatever like I crave, I eat it. I can count as reward, but it's also tricky, you know? It's also tricky because it's so easy for you to fall off on that third day. You could just be like, you know what? I don't even know why I'm stressing myself about this thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and just go back to my old ways. Okay? So rewarding yourself could be something that you think is healthier also. Okay? So say you worked out the whole week. Okay, now you want to reward yourself. You go out and have a nice meal, hang out with friends, or you could book a massage, a spa, or something. You know, something to treat yourself and to make yourself feel good, feel better about yourself. Reward yourself. It's good. So I want to talk about our health goals, the health goals that you have itself, whatever goal it is. There are little things that you can do to achieve a state of health. And this is one thing that these are the things that I'm learning along the way too. Stress is a big deal. When we talk about health, stress is a big deal. There's a lot of people that are stressed nowadays. There's so many things that can stress you out. For someone like myself, I get stressed, because it's not because, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about these things. I'm just saying that those things naturally just bring stress because, it could be that you just don't have enough time in the day to do the things that you want to do. Okay? I get stressed by going to work. It's not because the work itself stresses me out. I mean, he has his own troubles. I can deal with that. But a lot of times it's like, oh, I want to work out. I want to have enough time to be able to work out, to meditate, and to relax, and to play with my children, have good quality time with my wife. Those things, I just get stressed. But to other people, that's not what's giving them stress. To some people, it's them not having a roof over their heads. It's not having enough money. But whatever situation that you are, okay, in order to achieve or to progress yourself towards a state of health, you need to be able to reduce stress. When you reduce stress, you are able to regain control of your life. Okay, and there are different ways that you can reduce stress, that you can de-stress. You can meditate, you can go for therapy, okay? Also, you can be active. If you're the type of person that's not active, you can go for a walk, go play basketball if you like basketball. You can go for a bicycle ride, ride a bicycle around your neighborhood, kick soccer ball around, do something, just move your body, be active. It helps you reduce stress. Taking deep breaths and paying attention to your breathing, you close your eyes and take deep breaths, Also, stretching is very, very, very good for reducing stress. And I'm a firm believer that everybody should be stretching, because the older you get, the less mobility you get in your body. So you should be stretching. If it's not an everyday thing, you should be stretching from time to time. It's also important to remember the things that we've been able to achieve. Okay? It's important to pay attention to the things that you're grateful for. Okay? If you cannot think about them, sit down, write them down. Think critically the things that you've been able to achieve for, and just be grateful for those. The things that you've been able to achieve, and be grateful for those things. That's very important. It can help you de-stress and release some stress. Another thing that I found out recently on my phone, let me look it up. I have an iPhone, and this is the first time. Actually, I just discovered this like a couple of days ago. You just kind of like take account of how you feel. It could be that specific time that you're using that app, or it could just be an overall feeling that you're having that day. So check in with yourself. You ask yourself how you're feeling, and also you remind yourself about your why for your resolution, and encourage your own motivation and capabilities. So basically meaning that when you're stressed, you write the things that you're grateful for, you write them down, you remind yourself of the things that you've been able to achieve. Okay? You check in with yourself when you're stressed. Say, hey, how am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling? I think that's very helpful. Okay. Also, you have to remind yourself, why is it that I set this goal when it comes to health goals now? I'm talking about you have to remind yourself why you set those goals in the first place. Okay. And you have to be, like I said earlier in this video, you have to motivate yourself. You have to remind yourself of what you're capable of doing, of all the things that you've achieved in the past. Because we tend to forget the things that we've achieved in the past that we were able to do. You know, thinking back now, me going to grad school in New York City, it blows my mind. Like thinking back about that, I'm like, how was I able to do that? How did I even survive, you know, going to grad school and living in the city of New York? That was wild. And I was there for 7 years. So every time I remember that I was able to go through that, and it was not rosy at all. So I would say that think back and think about the things that you've been able to achieve. That will encourage you to say, look, I have the ability to do this, and I am going to do it. I am going to achieve my goals. Laughing is very important. It's something that we underestimate. You know, it's something that we don't talk about enough. I feel like you're stressed, you should find someone that makes you laugh. Or remind yourself of the last time that you laughed so hard that you peed on yourself. Or you find videos on social media, on YouTube or something that makes you, makes you laugh, makes you feel good about yourself. Okay. Listening to song is very important. Okay. Listen to song that inspires you, connect to a community, make time for cultural, spiritual, or religious activities. I don't care what religious group that you belong to, find a place, because we know that people who are connected to a religious group, they tend to have less stress and anxiety. Okay, they tend to be less depressed. They don't suffer from anxiety. And one of the reasons that I think that is so is the optimism that you get from religion. It's like, it's always a message of hope that everything is going to be all right. Okay. And also there are some religious groups that actually helpful in helping you achieve your goals. Like say your religious group forbids you from drinking excessively or smoking or doing this. Those are great, healthy habits. That religious group is basically helping you achieve your health goals. Okay. And I'm not preaching any religion to anyone. I'm not saying you should belong to a religious group, but I'm just saying that this is something that, that's very helpful, if you want to achieve your health goals. Okay. Another thing, which, I myself, and which is going to be the last point that I'm going to talk about, I'm still working on, is getting outside, getting outside, getting some sunlight, interacting with nature, connecting with nature, finding activities to do outside. Those are great ways to help you achieve your health goals. Well, I hope that I've been able to help you find ways or suggest ways that you can achieve your health goals, and to not give up, that you are capable, you're able, you can do it. Okay. Always remind yourself the big picture, the reason why you're making an attempt to live a healthier lifestyle in the first place. Okay. And break things down. Do it one thing at a time, a little thing at a time. Track your progress. Make sure that you're tracking your progress. If you're not making enough progress, do you have a barrier? Do you have something that's preventing you from achieving that goal? If you think the goal is too big of a step, can you break it down a little further so that you're able to achieve those goals? And always remember to reward yourself. Okay, reward yourself. Pat yourself in the back. You know, do a little, victory dance and give yourself accolades. Okay, it's very important. And today, I hope that I've been able to give you some useful information. And I will be uploading this on Spotify. And if you're watching this or you're listening to it on Spotify, well, thank you. If you want to follow me on other social media platforms, you can follow me on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Remember, keep moving, keep living, don't give up. And I will see you next time. Thank you.